It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. Dude, thank you for coming through and congratulations on your recent success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
like,
that.
It's dope to hear stories of success and people talk about what they're so passionate about. And it's so crazy because we're just normal people that love doing something so much. Yeah. And when you do it, like you said, you could manifest it and make that thing happen.
Yeah. I'm a big believer in manifestation, and whatever you speak about your life, like that's true. You ever take a test and people ask you, like, how do you feel about the test? And you're like, oh, I'm going to bomb this test. Well, you just spoke that over your life, you know? You just spoke that over your life. So don't get surprised when you get a 36%.
Yeah.
But when you're really studying and you know what you know on that test, or you are just so sure of your ability, hey, I'm not saying I'm going to ace it, but I'm going to do pretty well. I'm going to perform well. Yeah. I'm going to perform well. So when you exceed your standards, that's when you're like, oh my God, I manifested this. I got this to fruition. So.
I got to get better at that because I do both. Like sometimes like I have that confidence to be able to say, oh, I killed that thing. And sometimes I'll try to play tricks on my own mind by being like, I did horribly. I flunked that test, or like, I didn't sing that super well at that performance, just so that I could lower my expectations and exceed them afterwards. And I don't know if that's like healthy, but it works for me sometimes.
Kind of like reverse psychology. I've done that before because it's a weird, I'm in that conundrum right now of I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm in that conundrum right now. And that's where I'm like, okay, maybe if I lower the standards or lower my expectations, then I can, the expectation can be set higher. So when I do deliver, everyone's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to be that good because of previous performances or previous failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all perspective. It's how we think about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm trying to get better at like my self-talk.
Yeah.
Is there what are like moments, like how do you get yourself out of a funk when that imposter syndrome hits?
One thing I do, I definitely have to like reassure myself that I'm deserving of these moments. I'm deserving to be in these rooms because I think we talked about it earlier. My younger self is definitely proud of me.
Yeah.
On my background cover of my wallpaper, it's like a picture of me, like when I was a kid playing the guitar. So anytime I grace a stage, anytime I grace the stage or get the opportunity to like speak or do what I want to do, I think back of that younger kid because it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the fame. It was just like, I'm doing this. And so I think about that little kid and I imagine like I'm having a conversation with him now to be like, it's worth it. You know, no, we're not dating Zendaya, but we're on tour. We're, you know, collaborating with our favorite artists. We're on the radio. Remember when we used to fall asleep to the radio, dreaming of how that was going to be us one day, and now we're here. Yeah. I do that. And then I take pictures of everything. I document everything. My first studio setup was like a laptop, these jank speakers I got from a garage sale, and it was like FL and like a small Casio keyboard. And like I'm in the picture like, but like that to me was like state of the art. And now I'm in these big, large recording studios. They're like, oh yeah, Michael Jackson recorded this here. And I'm like, wow. And I'm like, I don't deserve to touch this equipment. But then I look back, I'm like, wow. Look where I started. Yeah. Look where I started. And Snapchat has a great way of doing that. Snapchat memories. Like, remember last year you were depressed?
Oh, memories, man. Yes. The memories that come back from.
Yes.
For me, it's not. I took off my Snapchat, so I don't get like Snapchat memories from like 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I still have like Facebook downloaded, and Facebook has this very evil, toxic way of, hey, do you want to see what post you put on your like timeline 10 years ago?
Yes.
And like, oh man, it's so cringy. Why was I putting my heart on my sleeve like that?
But that like, it shows the growth though too. It shows the growth of where you came from, and it improves your confidence for me, or at least it does for me. Like that was one of the ways I I had to get out the funk and to tell myself I'm deserving. Self-affirmations are really good too. It's not even like a cocky, like, I'm the sexiest person alive. Just like, I am attractive. I am intelligent. I am deserving of these things. When you say those affirmations to yourself, your brain can't tell if it's, another person saying it, because then you start believing it. And then when other people on the street, hey, I like that jacket you got on. It make you look good. You're like, you're not surprised. You're like, thank you. And then having the affirmations paired with the gratitude, it does wonders. When you say, I'm grateful for these moments, I'm thankful for these moments, so that more can come in. Your brain flips it and be like, well, it happens so much. You have so much to be thankful for. Let's keep creating these moments. Because if you let the negative, it's one negative thought can ripple effect and have really bad destruction.
It can get worse and worse. I mean, the human psyche, it's a trickery. It's just full of tricks.
Yeah.
And it's even now, as we're getting older, I mean, like, you would think that we would have it all figured out as adults, but we're all still trying to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
We're all still trying to love ourselves. We're all still trying to figure out how to healthily love ourselves and love others and all of that stuff. And it seems like you got like a healthy level of it down. Like,
I try.
You are able to spread the positivity. It looks like you have the positivity flowing through your veins type of thing. I mean, has it always been like that? Like when you were younger, were you harder on yourself when you were younger?
Oh, 100%. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I was a very frustrated child, and I wanted the world to feel my frustration. I wanted the world to feel my rage. I grew up without my dad, and I remember there was a time where I was at Hometown Buffet. It was like nice. Father's Day after church, and I saw these kids. They were like playing with their dad, and like they like playing with the chicken nuggets and stuff like that. And I sat in the corner staring at this and being like, why do they have the good life? Why do they have that? And I was like, am I not deserving of that? And so I was very frustrated. If I didn't like the way you looked at me, if you had something I wanted, I either fought you for it. I was, like I said, very, very frustrated. And I had to come to this realization that, like, we're not given a good life or a bad life. We're just giving life. It's up to us to make it a good life. It's up to us. It's the decisions that we make. It's the people we decide to surround ourselves with, because everything in life is a choice, right? And so it wasn't until I was like about 19, I guess I had this really, really spiritual, I guess, moment. It was just like, you have to be open to the embodiment of love in different facets of love, right? There's so many variations of love, like tough love, rough love, black love, gay love, straight love. Before you lay your head on the pillow, you're going to realize it was all love. Yeah. And so I had to be open to that, to receiving all forms of love. And then your definition of love can change, right? My definition of love at like 16 was like, okay, maybe if I kick this girl every day, like I'm going to message her on Kick every day, maybe she'll fall in love with me, right?
Damn, that's a throwback. Kick.
Yeah, Kick,
okay,
yeah.
Wow.
And then maybe when I'm 21, okay, if I buy this girl drinks, or maybe if I, buy her this, she'll love me. And now I'm coming to that age of just realizing, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk with my favorite tunes on. That's a form of self-love. Like, I'm going to say 3 things I like about myself. That's a form of love. I'm going to try to walk out the house and give 3 random strangers a compliment. Wow. That's love, right? I'm going to buy someone's coffee today. That's love. So that changed drastically, and I saw the results immediately. I saw my life improved so much more. My friend groups were a lot healthier. I detached from a lot of unhealthy, toxic habits. And I just saw, like I said, I saw a lot of things just change for me in a very, very positive way.
It's crazy how those little things in life that you implement on a regular basis can make a big change.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. Someone could take a small compliment or like a small act of positivity or love, and it could just go right over their head. Yeah. You could be nice to the cashier that gives you that avocado toast at that coffee shop down the street, right?
Yeah.
And it takes almost little to no effort for you to pay that compliment. To I genuinely ask, like, how was your day?
Yeah.
And what we don't know is that could truly change the trajectory of that cashier's day, because they could be having a shitty day, and it's a ripple effect, because if they get that little ounce and sprinkle of love, then they could probably give that to another person and it keeps on going and going.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Like I said, it, like, especially in a place like the world we live in right now, the political climate of the world, or just like, you never know, like someone that's bagging your groceries, they might, one wrong thing that they might hear, they might go back home and just end it.
Yeah.
They might go back home and that might be the last time we see them.
You never know.
You never know. So I try to treat everyone with grace, and I don't take anything personally from someone who doesn't know me personally. Yeah. And if you know me personally, you should be able to call me up and let me know some of these things that you're dealing with, or if you have an issue with me. And even if you make a joke or, say something to me, I've reprogrammed my brain to be like, okay, it's all love. You know, you're making fun of me. Okay, I know it's all love. You don't mean it at a place or if you're being like tough on me, like, hey, Blue, you need to like get better at this. You see the potential I have, and you love me enough to correct my mistakes, right? Unless it becomes to the point where it's destructive or abusive, then I can decipher. I can pick and choose what you're trying to say or what the situation looks like. Yeah.
I think it all comes with, I think all forms of anything come with a certain level of boundaries, right?
Oh, of course.
Like, you could love so hard, but sometimes that love could really hurt. And is it going to be constructive or destructive?
Yeah.
Like, my parents growing up in an Asian household, to what extent was their love for me starting to be destructive to my own psyche as a sensitive, hormonal boy who's insecure, who's chubby, and looking in the mirror and seeing the imperfections before any of the perfections, right? And dude, it comes with it, man. That's part of like growing up, is like it's starting to understand those small like little nuances, man.
Yeah, and part of that comes with it. Like, you don't want to lie to yourself, because you know yourself better than anyone else. So you don't want to like look yourself in the mirror and be like, oh, you're good looking. It's like, okay. And after you're done doing the exercise, you're like, let's be realistic. I'm no Michael B. Jordan, right? You have to be realistic with yourself. That's why I said it starts off simple. It starts off very, very simple. And then you start to just reaffirm to yourself, I got this.
Yeah.
I got this. I'm doing. That's why I said, look back, honor what you've been through, honor the accomplishments that you've already made, and the achievements that you've gained along the way. And understand, I'm so grateful of where I started, and I have so much further to go. And then go chase that dream. Go chase that goal, because at one point in time, this all started as a dream. This all started as an idea, as a concept, and look at you now. You have a whole podcast, Yeah,
this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. I've talked about it before, but it's insane how we humans can take this idea that is not tangible at all. It's not physical. It's not practical. It's literally something that we just thought up of. Then you write it down on a piece of paper if it's an idea, or you speak it into existence with a friend or yourself, or you just get up and do the damn thing.
Yeah.
It's so crazy that we could manifest that.
Yeah. I a lot of my greatest ideas have been shower thoughts.
Oh, man.
A lot of my greatest songs have been dreams, downloads, thin air, literally. And I've told people about it, and they're like, okay, crazy man. And then 3 months later, it happens. They're like, you were just talking about. I'm like, I know. And like I said, your mind, I tell my friends all the time, your mind can either be prison or paradise. It's up to you to decide. And do you want to be a prisoner of your thoughts, a slave to your psyche, or do you want it to be paradise? And it's definitely a balance of both. Seasonal depression is real, and I battled that before. But like I said, my growth is definitely what I'm proudest about, and that's what keeps me going. And then it's like people like you that you see my potential, and you're like, come on to the show, and I'm like, am I deserving to be on the same show as these big, Bay Area legends and people that are way ahead of me in success? And I have to remind myself, yeah,
absolutely.
I am deserving of a spot at the table. I am deserving, I'm well qualified, and that's just something I have to reaffirm to myself at all times. It doesn't stop. Like, once you hit success, or once you get to the top of Everest, you just be like, oh, I think I'm content with this. And you can be content, but like, growth is an uncomfortable process, but it's necessary. And it's a always constant thing. The people at the top are always affirming to themselves of what they're capable of.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think it comes with change. Change comes with there's a level of discomfort that needs to be made because being comfy is nice and sitting into a routine lifestyle is nice. There's beauty in that. But it's in those moments where you really challenge yourself to like level up, where you do level up.
Yeah.
You know, there's been so many times where I've had an opportunity and for example, I had this freestyle rapper on. His name was Frack.
Okay.
And he is extremely talented, and I had him on the show.
Okay.
And we hit it off. We start freestyling at the end.
Oh, wow.
And he's fucking incredible. And then he invited me to go do this freestyle event in Oakland at the Continental Club.
Okay.
And it was an opportunity in my mind, right?
Okay.
And I had nothing planned that night except to like just sit back, relax, and maybe just like have dinner with my fiance and just play some video games or watch a movie.
Right.
But the uncomfortable decision was to get out of my comfort zone, go to Oakland, perform in front of all of these people, something I'd never done in that big of a crowd. For something like freestyle rapping. But something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then I have that in the back of my mind as like having leveled up that day.
For sure. For sure. You have to grow in uncomfortable situations, right? It's very easy to, this is what I'm used to. This is all I ever known, right? Even Simba had to leave Pride Rock to become the Lion King, right? It was uncomfortable, but the steps that you take to get there only builds up from there. And then you have to look back like, wow, if I never, talk to that girl across the bar, we wouldn't be married 25 years with this beautiful house and this beautiful family. If I never took that step to pick up this microphone, I would have never been, here.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of throw yourself in those uncomfortable situations, and you have to have friends that, you've been talking about this for a while. You might as well just do it.
Oh, yeah.
Your friends are your like, a lot of times I feel bad because I'm that friend that pushes you in the pool because you keep.
So you can learn how to swim.
Yeah. Because I know you're not going to do it. And, I'm not going to say drown, but sink or swim, bro. Sink or swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a balance with having a friend system that's supportive, but also it's the balance of there's tough love, real love, and like soft love, right? And you need friends that kind of fill in all of those spots so that you can succeed.
Heck yeah.
Dude, our friends they're reflections of us.
100%. And they know, like they said, they know the real you. I know I can go to this friend for this. I know I can go to this friend that. I know that friend's going to always be late, bro. He's not dependable for that, right? Your friends are also going to hold you accountable. Yeah. They know the real you. So they're not going to let you embarrass yourself. They're not going to, are you sure this is a good idea for you? I know how you get with these situations. I know how you get with this girl. I know how you get with this guy. And then your friends can enhance and elevate you too as well. For sure. Your friend groups matter.
Those the tough conversations with friends, those are tough.
They are tough, but I think that I'm very grateful that I've got a chance to share them, because those 3 a.m. parked car conversations in a McDonald's parking lot.
That's a good way to put
it. I needed that. And then there's sometimes you don't even need those 3 a.m. conversations. Just let's go to Six Flags. Let's go to Six Flags, where you kind of just sit back and be like, I needed this. Yeah. I needed this. We are even the ones where you're just like, we're both alone in a room. You're on TikTok. I'm on TikTok. Yo, bro, look at this TikTok. And we're not saying anything. We just in the middle of the floor eating chips.
Those are the dope friendships, are the ones where
very minimal effort.
Where it doesn't seem, I know that I don't want to be in certain situations when I feel my social battery draining. Yeah. And I have a fucking podcast. Yeah. I feel like I should have a very high running social battery. Yeah. But I know that when I'm in particular groups or sessions where I'm like, this is just draining me, and it's with my best friends. Yeah. Or my lady, or I'm just like, you guys are recharging it, if anything. We ain't doing nothing. Yeah. Or we're doing everything and it's recharging it. Yeah. Yeah, there's something beautiful about that.
100%. If I'm coming back from a show or from tour, I don't have to be blue. My friend's like, bro, just relax. You do everything.
Do you feel like there's a difference between blue and who blue isn't? Like blue on stage and blue off stage?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
What are the differences?
I would definitely say one of them are like, It's gonna sound so bad, but I do not like people. Like people are annoying, or I guess I don't like what people are capable of. I don't like what people their intentions behind a lot of things. Right? For example, I had a friend. I was like, "Hey, I'm trying to move out. I really need your help." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, bro, I can't do it. You know, I got to do this. I got to do that." I'm like, "Okay, I understand, but like, I really need your help. I got to be out by the 31st. Bro, I just can't." I'm like, "Okay, I'll pay you." "Oh, bro, when do you need me?" And I'm like, you're so driven by money and greed, bro. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like people. I don't like what people do. I don't like what people are capable of. But I know the moment I hit that stage, I'm everybody's friend.
Wow.
I'm whatever you need, right? So when I get home, I'm not entitled to text you or DM you right away. I'm not entitled to tag you in this post or respond to your text right away. Like I had to tell myself, I can let the FaceTime ring. I don't have to be the first person that you hit up and answer right away, right? That's definitely Blue on stage for sure. I guess it's like Blue on stage, and then like, guess what? B-Lou off stage. That's my alter ego. B-Lou, like off stage, I'm just like, no, don't talk to me. Like where I'm wearing all black and just like, yeah, definitely. Those are definitely like the things that I'm. But your friends know. Your friends know. They know I don't have to always constantly be Little Boy Blue, the superstar. I can just be, hey, you're Little Boy Blue. That you're just chilling.
Yeah. Because it's balance with everything.
Yeah.
It'd be exhausting if your stage persona, you brought that off stage.
Oh my God.
It'd be exhausting for you and the people. Like imagine you were just at Temple Coffee Shop and you had that same amount of energy at a coffee shop.
I would personally punch that person. If I was like, imagine you're in line at Temple and someone's just doing the splits at 8 a.m., doing a backflip, and just like, hey, how's it going? You'd be like, bro, it's 7 a.m.
Oh, I guess you wouldn't need coffee then. That would wake everyone up.
For sure.
Dude, actually, there might be... There's a market for that.
Temple Coffee, if you're watching this, come holla at me. Come in the DMs. For sure.
The newest menu item is just splits from Little Boy Blue.
The Little Boy Brew. Yeah, for sure. Hot coffee.
Did you say the Little Boy Brew?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was accidental.
No, that was intentional.
I
just came up with that.
So good. Hey, you write music?
Mine's always thinking of new ideas. But yeah, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. Like, I guess the best way to put it is everybody likes McDonald's until you start working there.
Ooh, yeah.
Everybody loves McDonald's. They love the fries. You bring back McDonald's the first night, gal, I got free McChicken.
Yeah.
3 months in, I got McChicken. Bro, we don't need it.
Yeah.
We don't need
Over it.
For sure. 100%. Everybody likes working at McDonald's till you start working there. Everybody loves Disneyland till you got to become the mouse.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I think it's the whole aspect of the grass is always greener, right?
100%. 100%. Until you start watering it and mowing it yourself. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Because you got to put the work in. And then like, there's days where you're like, I don't want to mow the grass. Or you start being comparative. Like, my neighbor's grass it's green and I don't see him mowing it.
Yeah.
I don't see him watering it. It's like, you don't know about that.
Because everyone's journey is different. You know, we all have different destinations. We all it's all different terrain. And there's pros and cons that come with it, right? We were talking downstairs and you were telling me like there's beautiful things that have come with your success and with having gone viral.
Yeah.
With your graduation video.
Yeah.
But now you're getting a taste and sprinkles of like going to Trader Joe's, and it's tough for you to get, that dried fruit. It's tough for you to get that tikka masala. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like you said, balance. I think it's a good thing to have. A lot of people that I've been friends with, they think that this is who they need to be 100%. Oh, dude, I got to shoot this TikTok. I got an influencer thing I have to do. I'm like, you don't have to. You don't have to. You need to because it's your income, but you don't need to always be the influencer at all times, right?
No, the part of being human is that we're forever changing. Who I am tomorrow is not who I'm going to be today, even if it's by the slightest moment.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't always have to be podcast Christian or like, dude, it's tough because I've grown up being a people pleaser because I've grown up being a nice person and always smiling, always cracking a joke.
Yeah.
That the moment that someone catches me tired or not in the mood to
feel guilty.
I feel guilty, dude.
Yeah.
Someone will be like, "What's wrong? Like, is everything okay?" I'm like, I think I'm fine. I think I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Do you ever get any moments like that?
Oh, 100%. Where it's like, I'm a creative. So when I'm not creating, I'm not on Instagram, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to God by not using my blessing, by not using my talent, by not using my gift. I'm an entertainer. So if I'm trying to go to a concert that I really want to go to and someone recognizes me, why aren't you on stage? I'm like, I just kind of came here to watch the show, bro. I definitely feel that way. And it sucks. It sucks, but I have to learn to turn off the switch and understand, like, I don't have to always be constantly creating 24/7, you know?
Do you get guilt with not content creating 24/7?
It's so bad. Like, I'm like, what do the fans need? But also, I think it stems from people pleasing for sure, because there was a point in my life where I'm like, I'm going to be making music till I die. And I need to be making something because this is what the people want. And it's like, but what do I want? What do I want?
What do you want?
Right now, Jollibee. Jollibee right now.
I've been craving Jollibee for, I don't know what your algorithm's looking like, but my algorithm is like a lot of mukbang, a lot of ASMR, and like a lot of like petite women just going in on a Chipotle burrito for some reason.
We got different algorithms because that's not mine.
Why are you smiling like it's your algorithm? I thought we were connected.
No. But that
what is your algorithm?
Ooh, I gotta check my TikTok. It's a bunch of
honeys just throwing it back. Just dropping it to the floor.
No, dude, my algorithm is just a bunch of Bible verses and hardcore.
I said the exact opposite.
That's why my mind was like, wow, like what do I have to do to rebuild my For You page? I guess in a more idealistic sense, short term, I want to be doing this music thing and just try to be around more creatives like yourself. Yeah. But long term, I just want to make my family proud. I want to make my family proud. I want Blue to be bigger than just the color, be bigger than just the artist. I want it to be so when people think of me, they think of me, and hopefully in respectful terms. I think that's the biggest thing for the industry. People want to be famous. They want 17 Grammys and stuff like. I want to be respected. I want to be recognized, and I want to be represented very well. Yeah, I think that's the end result. That if I can step back and be like, I think I did it. Yeah, hang my jersey in the rafters. I did it. I did it, boys. And I can walk away peacefully saying I did this. Or if I died tomorrow, I can be like, I did all I could. I did all I could to make it to the top of Everest. Did I do everything I said I was going to do? Probably not. Did I hit every corner, hit every knot? Probably not. But I did what I could, what I was capable of doing. Yeah. That's what I want out of this whole life thing, or just in general. Everything that I said I was going to do, I've been doing it. I said I was going to go to UC Davis. I did it. I said I was going to be on tour. I did it. I said I was going to teach myself a new language or this, that, and the other. And I did it.
What did you learn?
I taught myself Japanese.
Whoa.
Yeah. So.
What level of fluency?
Intermediate. Wow, enough to hold a conversation.
That's dope.
And not by like Duolingo, just a bunch of YouTube. It was like 3 a.m. and then I did it till like 7 a.m. And just was like, okay. And it wasn't more than just like learning it, but like actually practicing it. So I went to like the International House in Davis and like saw a bunch of Japanese kids, and I was like, hey, do you mind if I have a conversation with you? And they were like, well, what do you know? And I was like, oh, Genki desu ka? And they were like, it's so fluent, like it's fluid, like I like that. And I'm like, thank you. And so we had a full conversation in Japanese.
I applaud you for once again being that individual that has this thought, this wants to do something, and turning into this actual tangible thing.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Because I keep telling myself like I want to learn this, I want to learn that. I mean, and some of those things I do, but like to that extent, that's crazy.
Yeah, applying what you learned.
That's so scary.
It's very scary because I was like, I don't know if this. When am I ever going to use Japanese?
I mean, for a human to purposefully throw themselves into a situation where they are immediately inferior.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that is perspective.
Yeah.
You could think of yourself as like immediately inferior because like everyone else knows the language, or opportunity to grow and learn.
That's all it is. Opportunity. We all start off sucking at something.
Yeah.
For real. We all started off really bad until we're good. There was a moment in time where Steph Curry was bricking, like really bad. And we just get to see him cash threes. My thought is anything that I try is that I have to believe I'm a butterfly even when I'm in the cocoon. Because everyone sees the butterfly. No one sees the caterpillar. No one sees the larva. When you're in the cocoon, though, you're by yourself and you're just constantly working on yourself, constantly working until the day the cocoon cracks. And the thing about the butterfly is their eyes are always up. So you don't get to see your wings. Other people tell you about your wings.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're constantly always moving up. You're always constantly improving, upgrading, leveling up because that's what you want for yourself. Yeah.
Damn, you speak in a lot of analogies. It's really good.
It's good. That's the only way I can break it down. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a beautiful way to break it down. And I'm pretty sure my audience would be very appreciative of that. Like I have a lot of creatives on. I can only imagine that a lot of my audience are creatives as well.
Yeah.
And you do a beautiful job of like storytelling, man. I think there's, and I'm pretty sure that's where songwriting comes in too.
Yeah.
To be, when you think of analogies, when you think of metaphors and symbolism, like it translates well into that.
Yeah, I think that's my superpower, storytelling.
Like what are your favorite stories? Is it like the hero's journey?
I love the hero's journey. I love, even though it's a simple template, the way you can retell the story 1,000 times. Hercules, Disney's very famous about doing that, but they just throw it in so smoothly. Disney doing it, Hercules, Lion King, I really like The Outsiders. I read that in 7th grade.
Okay.
I love that book.
What's it? I'm not familiar with The Outsiders.
Stay Golden, Pony Boy.
Oh.
Love that book.
Okay.
Love that book. I love that book. Icarus.
Okay.
Greek mythology. I love that one.
That one, the story of Icarus always makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Because like you flew too close to
the sun.
Yeah.
And then you fell down.
Wow.
That just, for me, that you can get as so high and successful in the industry, and your own blindness can be your downfall. You're reaching for the money, the women, the clothes, and then people around you, hey, you're getting kind of too ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I got to get higher. I got to get more money. And then that might be your downfall. I love that. That's one of my reasons why I love the Greek mythology.
What's so interesting about Greek mythology is that it's full of just these people that they consider gods.
Yeah.
But they're so flawed.
Yes.
And because these gods are flawed, we're able to relate to them in storytelling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like if Zeus is the god of all gods, why is he out there like fornicating with the goat?
Yeah.
You know? And then that turns into some sort of like child that is, everyone has daddy issues in the Greek mythology.
No, for sure. Yeah.
It's messed up.
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people relate to a lot of Christian characters, the Bible, because it says that like, even though, Moses killed somebody, Noah was a drunk, God still used them. And no matter how messed up or flawed your life or you think it is, God still has a chance to use you. We find ourselves in these stories to insert ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is. To be like, when we watch a movie, we're like, hey, I do that.
Oh, yeah.
Or hey, that sounds like my story. That's why Pixar tugs on the heart, because it can tell these kids, hey, this animated story is really cool. But then you take your kids there and you're the parent or you're the uncle of that kid. You're like, this isn't a kid's story. Why do I relate to Inside Out more than my 5-year-old niece?
That's what I'm hearing. I mean, think about like all of the times that adults are watching Pixar movies with their kids and the adults are crying. And the kids aren't crying at all.
Yeah, because kids are like, huh?
What does that mean? But the adults are just like,
the adults are like, wow. Yeah, so much jam-packed into a kid. And I feel like that was for me. I watched The Last Airbender, Avatar. And as a kid, I was like, oh, this is cool. And get to the fight scenes. Yeah. Get to the action.
Oh, man, yeah.
Right? I rewatched it when I was like 23. And they were talking about chakras. And I was like, whoa. This must be an unreleased episode because they did not premiere this when I was a kid. And they were talking about chakras. And they were like, if you want to be an inspiration and a source of light in the world, you have to heal the one within. How can you change the world when you can't change yourself? And I was like,
bars.
Oh my God. And they were talking about the throat chakra. And like, these are like heavy stuff that like you have to do your spiritual journey and like find out that they're putting into a kid show. I was like, yo. So yeah, I love that.
Like all throughout. I mean, there are so many kids shows where I'm so grateful for what I grew up on.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like Teen Titans.
Oh my goodness.
Is a weird example to use.
No, it's a
but
great
like,
example.
I mean, it's kind of like, let's take Raven, for example, from Teen Titans. I know. My my pheromones and my dopamine levels and my hormones are firing at all cylinders.
I've told my therapist about her.
Oh man, yeah. Raven has caused some like weird childhood trauma because you couldn't get her.
No, because I tried to pursue girls that looked like her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, can you put on this cape for me? And this unitard?
Yeah, bro, it's so bad. But Raven.
But I use her as an example because she's a prime example of a character that is so closed off that you would never associate the word love with.
Yeah.
She's so textured. But then like someone as silly as Beast Boy.
Yeah.
Who I vibe with.
And
because,
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
So many people related to Beast Boy and wanted a girl like Raven. And because there's something beautiful about like change of heart.
Yeah.
Right? They met in the middle where Beast Boy was this silly kind of goofball that was irresponsible, that was reckless. And then Raven was this closed off, tortured soul that had issues. But because they had love, because they had each other, like were able to like, they're able to meet in the middle. So she was able to take the hood off and she was able to kind of just, and so watching that as a kid, we're not taking that in.
No.
We're not understanding what a jaded person is and how they could like have a change of
like,
heart.
wow, she's boring. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I feel with SpongeBob. Because I wanted to be SpongeBob. I wanted to, like, cool. Dude, I was SpongeBob at one point in my life where I was 25 with no license. And then I was like, dude, Squidward is such a buzzkill. Oh my gosh. This dude, all he does is work all the time and just goes home and then plays his clarinet when he's behind closed doors. Then I started to become Squidward, where I just worked all the time. And then I would see everyone partying all the time. I'm like, don't you guys have responsibilities? And then I'm like, oh, I'm turning into Squidward.
Wow.
Oh my God. Like, yeah. So the shift, as you get older, you start to appreciate the things that you grew up on because they kind of like serve as like learning lessons. But that's, like I said, the power of storytelling. Yeah. Because it could have just simply been like, look at this sponge under the sea and like all their friends. But then you relate to these things. You apply them to your life.
All relatability. Have you seen Breaking Bad at all?
Yes.
Oh, the reason why I ended up studying biochemistry.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, I didn't want to make methamphetamine.
Oh, I was going to say, dude, I was like, have you made meth or have you been successful in making meth?
And yeah, if I just imagine me saying yes and talking about it on a public platform.
You guys heard that. You guys heard that. Officer.
No, there's storytelling in that.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to this interview with Bryan Cranston and he was talking about it and he said like there's something so... Yeah, there's a lot of anti-heroes that exist, right? There's like Venom, there's like Harley Quinn, etc. Yeah. But like the thing about Walter White is that this guy, like when you push someone so far deep into the corner who is objectively on paper a good person. He's a father. Yeah. He is a father, he is a husband, he is a high school chemistry teacher. Wow. Who's like middle class, and on paper that is an ordinary who you would think like suburban good person. Yeah. But you give that guy cancer. You give that guy financial issues. You give that guy a timeline to make something of himself for his family, so on and so forth. He's willing to make those decisions that are objectively horrible.
And as the audience, we're like, I don't agree, but I see why he did it.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people are like, Thanos was right. I'm like,
oh, controversial, man.
Yeah. And like people are like, but I would never. Yeah, you would have never. But in his shoes, in his circumstances, in his situation, what he went through, that would break anybody. So he did the right thing.
And that's why he's such a textured villain. I'm here for textured villains.
Oh,
man.
Everyone is. Like, that's why like during like the whole like Black Panther scene when like they're all fighting, everyone's like, people were crying because they were like, he doesn't have to do this, but he kind of like needs to for the betterment of society. Yeah. And great storytelling.
It's so crazy because when we see ourselves in these villains, it sometimes makes us think, are we villains? Are we bad people?
Yeah.
But nah, the thing is that we're just people.
Yeah. But we can identify that in these stories that are being told, to that at least spark change, or at least be like, dang, I kind of am headed in that that path of destruction. So,
like, would I make meth if my fiance was like, if I knew I was gonna die
Would
and
you?
I needed to would I do it?
would you
But then there's,
answer the question right now? Would you?
oh man, dude,
Would you?
I would maybe a batch,
Like a little Costco sample of
like a
meth?
starter pack, you know?
Where would you go to sell this? Would you go to like Merced? Like, where's like the meth hub? And
Well, I'm in Vallejo. I
Yeah.
mean, like I could go to the marina. I'd
Come
probably
on.
get a hit or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little scary though.
you gotta know who your customers are. So
Yeah, but that comes, all jokes aside, it's kind of those situations. It's like the questions that some people ask about, like, if your mom was on the railroad, and there were 5 strangers on this other railroad, and you could only turn the train onto one track, which one would you do? Right? It's like tough. It's like,
it's super tough, and they're placing those ultimatums, and that's what makes it really cool. And I think that's also too like why reality TV is so big, and that's why we're so addicted to it, because we're like, oh my god, like their lives are pretty shitty, and they're doing all this on camera, and I think for us, we're like, my life is shitty, but at least you don't get to see it every Tuesday at 8/7 Central on TLC.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean, to what extent? I don't know. And that's the thing with social media. We choose to only put out our happiest moments.
Yeah, for 100%. I think, and I'm starting to embrace the opposite. I want people to see the failures. I want people to see the bad moments, just so they can celebrate the wins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they can, like, oh my God, do you remember when you posted September 23rd when you couldn't dunk or when you couldn't hit that note? And look at you now, hitting that note in an arena or hitting the game-winning shot. For sure. I want people to celebrate with me.
Oh, especially when it comes to singing. Singing is so fun in the aspect of being able to increase your range.
Yeah.
Being able to work on your control.
Yeah.
Being able to work on your falsetto, your chest voice,
Heck
and all of that stuff.
Heck yeah. And I love that, because I knew if I had Bruno Mars's voice, the standard would always be that high.
Yes.
The standard would always be that high, and I would have to perform at that level. Like, I'm glad we got to see them grow as an artist, for sure. Like, they went from Doo-Wop and the Hooligans of these like very like ballady songs to like these star, like pop superstar anthems that we know them for. But if Bruno Mars came out with Leave the Door Open in 2013, it probably wouldn't have done as good.
No.
And then that would have been like, he would have to come out with song after song like that. Silk Sonic status, every album, every project.
But since he was able to build up to that.
Yep, build up.
Because those songs, Doo-Wops and Hooligans, a lot of them like 4 chords, 6 chord songs.
Yeah.
And now he's working with some of the best producers, with
sure.
some of the
Jimmy
most
Jam, Lewis,
crunchy chords.
Yeah.
It's so... It's so good. You studied some music in school, right? I think I heard you talking about it a little bit. And I connect with you because downstairs we were talking how we're not classic. You're not classically trained.
I'm not
classically trained.
I play by ear.
I learned how to read. I did high school band.
Okay.
And so I learned how to read sheet music, but I still don't know theory.
You were a band kid?
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Really?
Yeah. Are you really horny sometimes?
All the time.
Oh, then there's the band kid in you.
You were talking about your journey as an aspiring actor at one point, and that shit's cool. I mean, like it's at one point we all wanted to be that kid in Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
and the fact that you were that close.
Yeah,
because they had hit you up for a particular show, like a Victorious spinoff.
Yeah, so like at the time I was in Oakland, but I was moving between Oakland to Sacramento, and basically similar situation. I was in a Safeway, just kind of being myself, and casting director saw me and was like, this kid needs to be on TV. And they said they worked for Nickelodeon, and basically Dan Snyder always does a spinoff of each show. Yeah. So all that spun off to Keenan and Kel. Keenan and Kel spun off to Amanda Bynes Show. Amanda Bynes Show spun off to Drake and Josh. Yep. Drake and Josh spun off to iCarly. iCarly Victorious. So now they're reaching like I think it was like 2 to 3 seasons contract. So they're spinning off. They're like, we need to have a show. And Leon Thomas was supposed to be like the head of the show, right? He plays Andre. Mm-hmm. And basically the premise of the show was that he was going to get a record deal. His character, Andre, was going to get a record deal. And he was staying, keeping the money in Beverly Hills to take care of his grandma and his little brother. I was supposed to be casted as his little brother, the annoying yet supportive, rapping, dancing little brother. And
that seems like it would have been such a fun character to play.
Right. And a lot of time, a lot of the auditions, I really didn't even need a script. I just kind of was myself and did so many auditions, but I finally got through the process, did one table read and never got a call back. But to be that close, I came back to 8th grade just like the coolest kid on campus.
Of course.
It was so cool. But at the time I was just like, okay. Yeah. I didn't think nothing much of it. And now I look back, I'm like, wow, I was that close. I probably should dabble back into acting.
You should. Yeah. I mean, you're 26 years young.
Yeah.
You have the energy and the charisma for it. You have the look for it. Just do the damn thing.
You think so?
Yeah. Damn. What happened over there? What was that?
It was a moment.
No, I mean, because it's something that I've always wanted to do, but then like life hit me, with like the routine lifestyle, working, paying for this house, and like all that stuff. So let me live vicariously through you.
Come on,
you go.
Hey, if I become an actor, you can live vicariously through me, especially when I get those sex scenes. I'll give a good pump just for Christian. Yeah.
When's the last time you auditioned for something?
I auditioned back in February. It was this Tinder date. I was trying to audition to be her boyfriend. That was pretty much it.
Oh.
No.
I guess every date is
an audition. Yeah, for sure. No, the last time I auditioned for something was, I auditioned for Euphoria.
Oh, you did?
I auditioned for Euphoria.
I could see you in Euphoria.
Yeah. I wanted to be like the basketball player on campus at her younger sister, Gianna. I think that's her character's name. Storm Reed's character. I wanted to be like the basketball player that she hooks up with, but like I kind of helped Rue get over her addiction. I wanted that. Like I literally wrote my own role and auditioned for it. My own role. Does that sound crazy?
Whoa.
Yeah. And basically they were like, give us a monologue. And I was like, oh, it's been so long since I've done a monologue. So I was like, do you guys want to hear Shakespeare? They're like, no. And I'm literally Googling monologues to do. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was so bad at it. But I told them I'm really good at improv. Because you're coming up with stuff on the spot. But they wanted these really trained actors. But they called me back for like a screen audition to see what I would look like, in a setting with like props and everything. Yeah. And then the writer's strike happened.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's like I get so close to those acting moments because I feel like once that camera's rolling, I know when to turn it on and turn it off. But it just never peaked. It never got through. So I feel like, but I do get nervous. I get the jitters. My heart starts racing really fast. I get nauseous. Ooh. Yeah, it gets really bad.
In those
voice
moments,
cracks.
I was gonna ask, like in those moments, because I've spoken to some singers before, like when they get nervous, it just makes them laser in more. And then their intonation becomes better and all of that stuff. Yeah. But for you, when you get nervous, it kind of fucks with your voice.
It does. It does really bad. Because like before performance, because it's like the before. Like I know I can have a great sound check, but the moment I get in front of the stage and I see somebody I know in the crowd from high school, now the expectation is like they expect me to hit these crazy Mariah Carey riffs and runs. I have to tell myself, like the laser focus lock in, because that's from when I used to like play football. I used to do the same thing too. I used to get lazy. Like if I don't do my job, this is going to start a ripple effect. If I don't have the timing for this, it's going to mess up the drummer. Yeah. So one of the ways I kind of like cope with that is someone's like, imagine everyone naked. I'm like, bro, my mom's front row. Ooh. I can't be imagining that.
Make me worse. I hate when people say imagine everyone naked. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, that would make me freak out.
More nervous.
Be like, put on your clothes, but also free the nipple, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, no, but one of the ways that's helped me cope is like, I don't look at you. I look above you. I look at your forehead. I look at your hats. And then also like I scan both sides of the audience. That has definitely helped me. And then I had to, in the middle of one of my shows, tell my audience, like, guys, I'm a little nervous. So do y'all mind if I start this song over? And that, like, a lot of them, go ahead.
A lot of people relate to that.
No one's going to be like, no, actually, one try, brother. Like, I haven't gotten that yet. But yeah, I've gotten that. So my last show I just did in Davis, I did like a breathing interlude. Not, like, I was like, everyone close your eyes. Nice. So now that made me like, okay, no one's looking at me. Cool. So now I can really hit these notes. Wow. Okay, everyone, imagine your higher self. So now I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm doing it with it. So now it's a shared experience. Yeah. Now it's a shared experience. And the more shows I do like that, and I'm kind of doing it in my backyard in Davis, I become more comfortable. It's only been the really, really small shows. The big shows, I'm like, it's like boxing. I know what's my uppercut move. I know what's the move I'm gonna do, right? It's only when it doesn't hit, right? When the band breaks or when you do hit that note, everyone's anticipating something. Mm-hmm. It's the smaller shows where I'm like, I'm in front of their face. They're expecting me to hit these notes. I'm gonna bomb so bad. I can't blame this on the sound check. I can't blame this. Is an acoustic set. There's no microphones. There's no plugins. There's no special effects. There's no fireworks to go off. There's no visuals behind me. I have to hit this note.
There's something about that. I mean, I love singing in front of a bigger crowd.
Really?
Yeah. But then when it's like, let's say, if a coworker finds out that I can sing.
Oh, that's the worst.
And they're just like,
let me hear something.
Yeah. Let's and there's like 5 people in the room and it's like, not the environment to do so. And it's that, and there's a level of intimacy, right? Yeah. And it's kind of like the wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I get that. But for some reason, if it's a big crowd, I think in my mind, all I need is to win over a few of them. And then the ripple effect happens that way.
That's me. I'm the same way. And I do love performing big crowds. I just have to get over that one fear. But I like I said, I have it in my back pocket. I have a trick. I have the note I know I can hit. Yeah. I know what song that will get the crowd going. But if you got, I remember I was playing basketball with a friend, and my friend was like, "Oh, you know the blues a singer?" And I'm off to the crowd like, "No, I'm not. Stop telling them." And all the girls, "Sing something right now." So now all the girls have their Snapchat, and I'm like, "She's my sunshine in the rain, my Tylenol when I'm in pain." Yeah, was that good? Okay, cool. Just enough so they can be like, "You kind of have a voice." And then other girls are like, "Nah, I know you can really sing. Sing some Brent Faiyaz." And I'm like, "Oh my God, please stop." I feel you on that.
It's it's flattering.
Yes.
But it's a weird position to be in because it's like, hey, if I were to go up to a dancer and be like, "Oh, you dance? Show me something right now." You know?
For sure.
You know, it's
you're a doctor? And name every human bone in the body.
And how are we supposed to respond to that, right? Like yeah, I'm a singer. I'm great. Yeah. Because now we have to balance a level of humility, but not be timid. And now we have to be confident, but not cocky. Like it's this whole dance. It's like, I'm flattered at the end of the day.
No, for sure. I think it's being grateful, like you have the opportunity to showcase your talent and showcase your skill, but also understanding that you are constantly improving and working on yourself. I think that was one of the things that my mom had to get me over the hump with. She was like, because that's why I was never a music major in college. I felt like that was the easiest route. Like, oh, I don't have to try as hard, or maybe I can strengthen these skills. She was like, dude, Steph Curry doesn't have a degree in shooting. Yeah. He just does it. And then he worked on getting better each day. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Just work on getting better.
And that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah. I would YouTube like how to sing. I would listen to Jodeci tracks and I would voice memo my voice and then their voice. And I'm like, I didn't hit the note. Like I didn't hit those. A lot of it was pitch, breath control. And then getting an actual voice trainer, a vocal coach. Ooh. That was hard because a lot of my songs, I'm like, I sound really nasally here, huh? And I would throw these ridiculous effects and plugins on my voice, compression, crazy auto-tune. And then by the time I throw those effects, I'm like, this doesn't even sound like me. Yeah. So now I have to be comfortable with hearing my voice. The cringy parts of like I used to post a lot of YouTube videos, 2013 to 2016, of me doing covers of songs, and they sound so bad. But like you said before, we have to growth.
We have to post those moments so that we can look back at it and be like, look at how far I've come.
Exactly.
My mom does this thing of just showing me old singing videos. And I want to just run as fast as I can into a wall.
Yeah.
And I also appreciate them because I'm like, damn, like I could hit that note now. I sound more open now. I do this and that way more in a better fashion now. And I appreciate vocal coaches. They're expensive. Oh, dude, I had when I was going to community college, I paid for my first vocal coach, and it was like, dude, it was like $60 for 30 minutes, which is like that's expensive. But apparently that's normal. Yeah. Apparently that's normal. And I'm here in the session, and I'm like, I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
She doesn't pause the timer. I have to pee, and that could take like 2 to 3 minutes depending on how long you're
holding it. That takes off time, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I went, and here I am calculating how much money I'm spending. But anyway, like isn't it a beautiful feeling to unlock something as an artist? Like, I didn't know I could do that. Boom. And you take that tool and you put it into your belt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a great feeling.
What are some examples of those tools that you've unlocked and you've been able to put into performance?
Crowd engagement.
Ooh.
Crowd engagement. Super, super big.
Big deal.
Super big deal.
It's a big thing.
When I want a song to feel bigger, or I want it to be a moment, or I know I can't necessarily hit this note entirely together, I get the crowd, sing along.
Yeah.
Sing this part for me. That's big, because now you're walking away knowing my song lyrics. Now I'm walking away leaning back, being like, okay, now I don't have to sing this part. I can solo over it. I can start dancing. I can clap along with it. And now I don't have to worry so much as I don't hit that note anymore. Now the vocalist has to take a seat back, and I can be the dancer. I can be the entertainer. I recently taught myself how to backflip again.
What?
Yeah.
You lost it for a second?
Yeah, because I landed on my neck.
Oh.
Yeah, I landed on my neck back in Hawaii. So the fear of backflipping was constantly probing in my head. And then through the grace of God and some really, really motivational friends, backflipped again. And now I have to, like, that's my tool belt. I'm like, okay, the show's not going bad, but it's not going really good. Backflip, watch this. And then everyone's like, whoa.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And it's part of it. Because, I like how you said the vocalist could take a step back. Yeah. And then the entertainer can take a step forward.
For sure. And I think the thing about having a vocal coach is, like, they are literally professionally trained for your voice, and they hear your voice. They hear what you can work on. They point out the good things you do, and not the bad things but the things you can work on. So you're comfortable of hitting that bad note in front of them. You're comfortable you're comfortable messing up in front of them.
And that's how it has to be.
Yeah.
And that's how it is when you record yourself and you'll hear it back over.
Yep.
Some people don't even want to practice because they don't want to.
They don't want to hear they don't want to be reminded of their failures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
But you've gotten over that hump, and now you can just.
Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely have gotten better at it. I wouldn't say I've gotten entirely over it, but I definitely am being like, yeah, I know that's my voice. I know what I need to work on, or like literally going back to the basics of what if I do hit a riff or a run, I have to slow chunks. Don't do it all in one. Yeah. It has to be a staircase. Like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
7. Yeah.
I have to go back to the basics of what I learned, and that's what it carries me with more confidence, because I used to think I can't call myself a singer if I can't sing like Mariah Carey or like Brent Faiyaz or like Aaron Hall, or I can't call myself a singer. I will say I am a melodic rapper. Yeah. And that boxed me in so bad.
You can't categorize yourself. Categorizing yourself as an artist, this is an art form that is supposed to be free, is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost like self-annihilation as the artist when you say I'm this rapper, I'm this X, insert, and then title. Yeah. Because it's almost just as bad as typecasting, because now you're only confined to those things. You're only confined to those, and it doesn't give you the space to try something new or be versatile. So I think when I started calling myself a singer is when a lot of my songs were songs, right? I'm starting to sing them, and I'm a songwriter, and I did, like I said, confidence came with it. Yeah, so I definitely am trying to get over that hump. But like, especially my live performances, I definitely tell people, hey, like when I'm in the studio, it's just me versus me, and me and the engineer. It's an experience because I'm trying to tell that story. But when I'm in front of you guys, the crowd, you will get a different version. You will get a different experience, because live sounds better than recorded.
Live is... There's something irreplaceable about live performance. The energy from the audience, the energy that you give off, a live band. Yeah, the sound of
arrangement,
your guitar.
The arrangement.
The arrangement's completely different than what it is in the studio.
I got goosebumps, yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. And what's cool is that you're performing at we went to the same college. We both went to Davis,
UC
which
Davis.
is so cool.
Yeah.
And you're performing at all these spots where I'm just like, holy shit. Yeah. That shit's like you performed at Sudwork with Lab Rats. Yeah. Which is that's dope. Sudwork is so cool. Yeah. Yeah, and you're doing like all these a backyard show or living room shows in Davis is so nostalgic to just like
to
think
Davis.
about.
Yeah.
And because there's beautiful community there of just weird creative people where they're just like, yeah, like, are you familiar with the Domes? You
Yes,
must be.
that was my first show. The Domes. The
Yep.
Domes was my first, and we performed in the Yurt.
Yep, the Yurt.
The
I've
Yurt.
done shows at the Yurt. I used to do improv.
Wow.
In Davis, and I've done I've done a few improv shows at the Yurt.
Wow.
And what a dope place to do it. What an intimate place to do it.
Very intimate. It was a very like NPR tiny desk. We thought of the idea in like 4 days.
Wow.
Practiced 3 days and did the show. And like if you're from Davis, you know like that's that place, right? It's and I just think back like, wow, I started at the Domes and now I'm at Sudworks.
Yeah.
And it's only up from here. It's just crazy. And to be in an R&B artist in Davis is crazy because it's all these indie rock bands, all these indie punk bands. So it's like everyone's expecting to jump around and rage out. No one's ready to chill.
No one's ready to chill and fall in love.
Yeah, no one's like, no one's grooving, no one's vibing, and a lot of it is gospel R&B influence. So no one's ready to like, hear a certain sound. Like when I first pulled out the saxophone, people were like, "Woo, the triangle, who's on bongos?" People were like, interesting, like that's not supposed to be that sound or supposed to come from Davis. So when we're taking over these spaces, like in Lab Rats, they're so talented. They got
so good.
They opened up for Kamasi Washington,
So
NPR
crazy.
Tiny Desk. They got recognized by the Grammys. Those guys are so talented, but what they're doing with jazz is so unique.
Jazz fusion, man.
It expanded my mindset of jazz because I'm thinking jazz is just, these cats are cooking, right? And I'm thinking it's no vocals or but these guys are doing jazz renditions of rock songs, jazz renditions of ASAP Rocky songs. And I'm like, wait, this sounds familiar, first and foremost, but two, it sounds really, really, really good. And I love that. And when they asked me to open up for them, I was like, hell yeah. And so,
incredible. What a big deal.
Yeah, super big deal. And then they did all of the songs that I had up here. And I'm like, that's exactly how I thought it was going to sound. That's exactly like, and I didn't have to tell them what to play. I let them play freely. And that's how I am as an artist. I'm not, because I can barely read music. So I'm like, I guess it sounds good. And I ask a lot of the artists who jam with me or who record with me, what do you think should go here? Like, it's like a missing puzzle piece. What do you think fits here? And they're just like, I think it sounds good like this. I'm like, oh, well then play what you feel. Don't play the E flat minor dissonance, major seventh, reversed, augmented. It's
supposed to be collaborative. And that's what jazz musicians are for. They're there to fill in the gaps. A lot of my best homies are jazz musicians.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And it's just a lot of, that's why like my imposter syndrome hits as a vocalist.
Yeah.
That's why like it's hard for me to believe in myself sometimes.
Same.
But because I get uncomfortable because I'm trying to impress them.
That's me. That was me.
But then that's growth.
That was literally me the day of the show. We never jammed together. I sent them a couple of voice memos and stuff like that. And every time we would start a new song, I was apologizing to them. I was like, I'm so sorry, you guys. I feel like a fraud. I don't read music. I don't know what chord this is. They're like, just play it. I'm like, okay, but just to let you know, I don't sing. Like, I'm a little pitchy, so you have to play this part a little like solo over my voice. So they're like, just play it. And I'm like, okay, but just for clairvoyance, like I don't. And they're like, dude, just play it. And then Tommy Molina, the trumpet player from Lab Rats, he goes, Blue, I've been in this industry for very long. And let me just tell you, some of the greatest musicians can't read music. I'm like, oh my God, thank you for telling me. Like who?
Yep.
Like who? He goes, Stevie Wonder.
Michael Jackson.
Stevie Wonder can't read music. And I go, oh my God. Thank you for that, Tommy. But oh my, he's like, it's not like he's going to see me telling that joke. I'm like, okay. But they gave me so much reassurance.
Yeah.
That he couldn't read music, but also like he was also pitchy at times. And like, but like you said, jazz musicians are literally trained. But that's what I said. I felt like a fraud because I'm like, you guys are literally trained and you guys have dedicated your life to being this good and this professional. I feel like a fraud. I feel like a liar to a lot of my fans and people who stream my music because I can't do the thing that you expect me to do as a musician. When I say I'm a musician, you're expecting me to play this instrument as accurate as possible. Yeah. And whereas basketball, it's like, I shoot my basket and I'm like, yeah, you did it. Then if I break, then that's when you if I was there, I could have made that shot.
I don't know. Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal is good at like one or two things and he has the size for it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to shoot a three.
No, and that's what I tell people all the time. Hey, Draymond Green has a ring, setting screens, 2 points a game.
Look at that.
And look at him.
Look at that.
And that's what I kind of carry. Not that I'm going to do the bare minimum, but I do what needs to be done.
Focus on what you're good at. If the singer can sing, sing.
Yeah.
I've heard for over a decade now that singers are notoriously the worst musicians.
I've heard that too.
Because we don't, and it's funny because we don't have to read music.
Wow.
Because it's our voice is our instrument, and we're just kind of like mocking a certain voice or like, bringing it a certain way, as opposed to there's a particular fingering to a saxophone player's note progression. They're like, they have to know their scales. They have to know all that shit. But especially if you're the songwriter and you're having them play your songs, all you gotta do is know your song.
Yeah. Wow. You just opened up my mind. I think that's just gonna definitely expand me as an artist. That's gonna make me improve like that. Yeah.
I'm glad I could help.
Oh my God. Because like I've always, I don't know. I think that's why I appreciate all of this that you're doing, because I was just like that. I'm like, I have to record my vocals. I have to engineer my vocals. I have to write my songs. I have to do the bass line. I have to do the marketing. I was so strategic on that. So now that I have the opportunity to just step back and just sing, opportunity to just step back and just be Blue, be the showmanship, dance. They are going to do the drum. Like, I'm like, take it low, go halftime, go double time. Let's literally in the middle of the show, I was like, let's go samba. And we literally on the dot, just bump, bump. We took a hip hop song and made it samba. Yeah. Because these guys know you have to speak their language, because they know what they're doing. It's a language. And I have to do the same thing too, but be the musician. Yeah. So that was like a really imposter syndrome, because I was like, these people are paying money to come see me. It was like a $15 cover, but still, I'm like, somebody called off work, got home, ate a nice little meal, put on their best cologne, their best underwear, drove all the way from wherever they were coming from, stood in line, waited for my name to be called, and is sitting here for 45 minutes to an hour for me to play music that either they've never heard or it's on a streaming platform, and they are clapping for me. Yeah. And that's the approval that I get.
And think about that kid that is on your phone screen. Yeah. About that. You can beat yourself up about like, I don't read music, I don't do this and that. Do you think that kid cares?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Nah, man. That kid cares about their future self being on stage, doing the damn thing.
Wow.
And we kind of have to shift our mindset. Like I'm trying to shift. I could focus on me not being the best. It's, comparison is the thief of joy.
For sure.
If I keep getting compared to like Bruno Mars.
Really?
Because I sing high.
Okay.
And every single time that hahappens, it's
a
flattering.
Great comparison, though.
It's a great comparison. Yeah. But realistically, I'm not as good as Bruno Mars. I don't, this music that I focus on, that's my like creme de crop.
Your niche?
It is not Bruno Mars songs. I know that if I were to compare myself to him all the time, then I would just beat myself up. I would box myself in. I'm a Bruno Mars type singer. Yeah. Then I'm not Christian anymore. Yeah. I'm going to sing, I just sing like me. And I'm going to be singing like me the way that I sing and to the best of my ability. If I can't hit that high D like Bruno Mars hits 3 times in the song, that's okay. Yeah. I don't have to hit a high note to sound good. Yeah. I'm just stick with what I got, what I could do well. Yeah. And I had to learn that later.
Wow. Keep the main thing the main thing. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Focus on what you got. Yeah, go ahead if you want to increase your range and then work for it. But you don't have to do it. Yeah. I did acapella in Davis. I was really trying to be that guy that could sing high. Yeah. And I would sacrifice my intonation, the quality of the sound.
Really?
So that I could hit that high D.
Whoa.
When I'm like, if I just focused on here, then I could sound more open rather than like in my mask and like nasally. I don't know. All in all, just I gotta focus on like what I enjoy and what I know I'm good at.
Yeah, focus on your strengths.
I stopped enjoying it after.
Really?
When I was trying to sing that high, I was just like, I was hurting myself too.
Yeah, straining. Yeah. You're straining. I feel like that's a metaphor for life. Mm-hmm. Just don't strain. Stick to what you know. Stay in your lane. Yeah. Don't compare and just, wow. That and I feel like that's what really makes an artist. To be like, they don't sound like anyone. They sound unique and they sound different. I think there's a reason why we have the Brent Faiyazes and the Steve Lacy's and the SZAs, because they don't sound like anyone else, and they created a lane for themselves. And that's definitely what I want for my artistry, to be something that's unique, but also very special, and creates a lane for myself. And hopefully others can like follow my footsteps and create something for themselves. But also, like, you've never had anything like this, an experience like this, a show like this that stands the test of time. There's a reason why we're still playing Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder's music 30, 40, 50 years later.
Timeless music.
Timeless music. And that's what I want to be a part of. I don't want to just make something because it feels good, right? Or because it sounds good on TikTok, right? I think Stevie Wonder says that in Sir Duke. Just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. Oof. Just because a record sounds good, makes you move your feet, doesn't mean it's going to groove for a while or for a long time. Yeah. Like Gucci Gang, I remember when it came out in 2017, me and my friends like, this is epic.
Yeah.
What is Lil Pump doing now? Is anyone going to be streaming Gucci Gang now? For nostalgic reasons? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But like, are you going to be like, this is top 25 songs that will change your life?
Yeah.
And it says Gucci Gang maybe 50 times in the lyrics, more than an actual verse. So I knew I wanted to have an impact on music by either fusing songs that weren't supposed to click together, right? Indie rock with R&B chords. I wanted to fuse aesthetics, right? Street culture with croquet, you know? Like, can you imagine that? Nope, but we're going to see it today. I wanted to infuse so many different cultures, right? Black, Pacific Islander, Filipino, Polynesian. I wanted to infuse that so when people saw me, they are introduced to a different culture, but they also see themselves. Yeah. I want that from my career, to be recognized, respected, and represented very well.
And you're doing that in so many different facets already. You're doing that not only with music, but like, you know, you're providing an example for the educational route that like someone like you that was a high school dropout with a 0.9 GPA can go through this journey through community college, go to a fucking dope school like Davis, you know, and be able to achieve their dreams while doing that academically. You're also killing it musically.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think a huge mantra of this episode is stories, and you are a beautiful walking story.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people think they can only do one thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But no, like, you can do it all.
Yeah.
In a healthy fashion, of course.
Yeah.
With balance. But you can do it all.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you could be that college graduate that can win that Grammy.
Yeah.
Has the journey been nice?
Journey's been very beautiful. Yeah. It's bigger than what I thought it was going to be. It's because you're so headstrong on Grammy. That's the destination. But it's the journey. It's the scenic routes. It's the people, really the people that are making it worthwhile. Yeah. So I know when I do get that Grammy, I can look back and watch this podcast and be like, oh my God, I was just talking about this.
Manifestation.
For sure. And like, the journey has been very beautiful. There has been some stumbles along the way. There has been doubt. There has been a lot of long nights of questioning. Am I doing the right thing? Is this who is gonna stream this album? Who cares about this boy in blue? But like I said, when it's all said and done, I'll look back and be so proud because I'm doing it for me.
And you have to have those moments. It's part of it, man. Yeah. I sometimes question those people that like never had that doubt, even in the beginning, you know. I'm like, unless you truly really thought you were that dope and are that dope, great.
No, for sure.
But it's humanizing to know that talented people question their own talent when it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, like
reassuring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I posted that thing on my IG like a few days ago where I said like I'm going through burnout.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation, please.
And it couldn't have come at a more better time.
It's
because I needed that too.
Oh, you needed that too?
Oh, bro, I just got off a tour. I just got off a tour and I was physically burnt out, emotionally burnt out. A lot of people that came to see me, they're like, I was expecting to see you after the show and I wanted to get drinks and you're all Hollywood now. You don't want to say hi to me. And then just like I said, being on the road, we did a show from Reno to Davis. Yeah. I was exhausted. I only had 2 hours of sleep to go to the next soundtrack.
Shit.
So it was just like so much. And I felt like, oh my God, nobody knows what I'm going through. And if I complain about this, it's like I'm complaining about my blessing. So when I saw you post that, it was like, light in the darkness. And I'm like, I'm not the only one going through that. And so that's why I shared it. I literally like I was about to send you like maybe 18 paragraphs, but then I was like, okay, how simple can I just, your younger self is so proud of you because you dreamed about this, or it was an idea at first, and look at what you're doing now. For sure, I wish more celebrities and more people higher up did that, because you have a team, you have a nutritionist and therapist that you can talk about that, but like your fans are always going to tell you that in their comments, but like if they had that access to you to tell you that and just say how much you've impacted their lives, you see the reason why you're still going. Like LaRussell does that. Like I think it's like testimonials. So the testimonials, like he does that for people to have that chance to tell him how good he is, how they've impacted his life through his music. You don't get the opportunity to do that in person with a Bruno Mars. Yeah. And very few of us get that lucky. If you see him in Vegas and you see him on the street, you're like, oh my God, Bruno Mars, I love your music, it changed my life. But everyone experiences burnout. And everyone needs those words of affirmation to grow, to see what is working, to honor their past, and to balance, to seriously balance, because it can't all be wins. You need those losses so that you can win harder and win stronger. It can't all be good. Because if it is, then how do we appreciate the bad?
Exactly.
How do we appreciate the bad? Like if it was sunny every day and you just saw the sun, it starts to get hot. It starts to burn a little bit. Yeah. We need the days of rain to appreciate, the growth. And without rain, there's no sunshine to appreciate it. So
exactly that. Couldn't have said it better. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to be able to, I don't know. Yeah. Once again, it's like those moments hit you when you least expect it. Yeah. And after I posted that thing on Instagram, like the amount of love that I received, it's a reminder of like what we're all doing is like people care.
No,
just keep doing it,
dude. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna stay in Davis for a long time? Are you gonna do you think you're gonna move down to LA? You think you're gonna come to the Bay Area?
I would love to be in the Bay. Okay. I would love to be in the Bay because that would be a great hub for me to just connect with a lot of artists that I've kind of dream about collaborating with, whether it's Seji, LaRussell, Shantae, just anybody. Yeah. My manager really wants to move to LA. The opportunities are out there. A lot of the big time people from Warner Brothers in Columbia are there, and he's like, if you do a So Far Sounds in LA, it would just blow you up even more. But Davis is just a very, very special place.
There's something homey about it.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like a lot of people, it's just biking and boba. I'm like,
biking and boba. That's so funny.
It's very homey, and especially in the summers when all the college students kind of go away, you see Davis for what it really is. Yeah, and I think it's really, really unique. And it's been weird to call Davis home because, like I said, I grew up in East Oakland, and I also grew up and spent time in Hawaii. Right, those have always been like Oakland, like raised me, but Hawaii made me. But like Davis is what shaped me. Seriously, Davis is what literally gave me like the backbone and the support. Like I said, the support has been really, really, really cool. And the fact that I can walk out of my apartment at like 1 o'clock in the morning, trying to listen to a song or recording, and kind of be safe and not realize, not be scared or like whose car slowing down around me. Lots of great food. I think the only thing I would just want Davis to be improving on, just like you've got to learn how to bike.
Dude, oh my gosh. Yeah. That hasn't changed?
No. No matter how many workshops and how many free helmets we give out, people still don't know how to bike, even the signals and everything. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. I talked to the mayor about it since the viral moment. He's like, Blue, whatever you need, the city of Davis, we would like to provide. I said, Josh, look at me. We need better biking lanes and better biking infrastructure around that, because people are still biking on different paths. People don't put out the signals.
People run into each other. People crash. Oh, yeah. It's dangerous. I'm already a bad driver. And so when I'm there, I'm looking like the most Asian driver there is, up to the steering wheel. Yeah. And because I don't know when homeboy or homegirl's just going to come out the side. And
Same with the bikes. Yeah. Same with the bikes. Yeah, I think that's the only thing. But I'm open to wherever. I definitely think that I've built my reputation in Davis. It definitely feels like I'm a big fish in a small pond. I served my time in Davis, so then everyone's expecting L.A., Hollywood, huh? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I can do something special with with Davis. Because imagine I stay in Davis, right? I make Davis home turf, and I start to get bigger, or I will get bigger. And you see a Kanye West just pulling up to Canes, Kanye West getting boba, or Steve Lacy at T4. Like,
crazy.
Wouldn't that be crazy? But also, it would feel so good to be like, my music did this. My professors in encouraging me to keep at it with music made this possible for Steve Lacy to come.
Oh, it's you can make anywhere the hub.
Yeah.
If you build there, I mean, the resources might be different, but everyone's talking about it. Everyone is like, Juvenile came to Vallejo.
To Vallejo, bro, of all places.
It's kind of like, and other artists beyond him too. Like there's just, you can make the hub anywhere. You can make it pop off anywhere. You just got to do the damn thing.
If you build it, they'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what I would love to do in the city of Davis. Like I said, Sacramento is starting to be on the up and up too as well. And it's like 20 minutes away. Vallejo's, like I said, everyone's relatively close. A flight from Sac to LA is like a 50-minute flight. I wouldn't mind. Like I said, I definitely would love to use the resources of Los Angeles, but we kind of got it here too in the Bay. We got it too in Davis. It's just some people are slower than others on their rise up for sure. But I definitely was one of those people that I have to go to LA, I have to go to New York to make it big. Nah, dude, I feel like if I made it in Davis, if I made it in Oakland, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, I can make it anywhere. And my biggest fear was that, what if I don't make it? I got to come back to little old Davis, and I'm going to always be, oh, you were so close, and now you're bagging my groceries, or now you're just telling me that the UC Davis viral grad, and I didn't want that to be my legacy. So I'm in this weird place where I'm like, I definitely do want to move, but I don't know where. Yeah. And so, but I told my manager, like, just come to Davis, because they haven't came to Davis yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, come to Davis, look how beautiful it is, see all the resources that I've been using here, and let's brainstorm some ideas of how we can bring some artists, or just because we're very limited on venues. Yeah. And so we don't have like a Harlow's or a Fox Theater or a Complex. We have Watermelon Music that only seats 200 people. Even Sudworks, dude, when we did the Sudworks show, they had maybe like 20 seats out.
Wow.
20 seats out. And at first I was like, I thought I did a good job promoting this. I thought, some of my followers were, I know it's not college season, so a lot of my friends on the football teams and basketball, I know they're not going to make it. But I was like, okay, whoever we perform, we're going to get a good crowd. We looked up, and I think standing room, they only allowed maybe like 120, but there were about 180 people like in the vicinity. Wow. And maybe 150, 140 that were at the show. Like, for sure. They were all filtering in. They were on the outside watching, listening in. They, like I said, people were, like, the owner was like, we got to get some more chairs. People were sitting on the floor. People were like on top of people's shoulders at Sudworks. And
That's
I was like,
beautiful.
I was like, oh, yeah, if you build it, they will come. Yeah. It's all a matter of time. And then that's why I kind of laugh sometimes when I'm on social media scrolling. And it's like, what's this new coffee shop that you see in San Francisco? A lot of the locals don't know about it. I'm like, bro, I've been there. Like, I've been there 3 times. But to other people, it's new. To tourists, this is new. To the average person that walks by it every day, they don't notice it. Yep. And someone told me that at my show. They're like, I've seen you walk past my store a lot. I didn't know you even made music. I was like, that guy looks cool in blue. He always wears blue. And to know your story, to know this is what you do and why you do it, I'm instantly a fan. Do you have any merchandise? And I'm like, no, but you can buy me a Shirley Temple. So yeah.
That's dope. I mean, it's cool. I mean, there is opportunity in Davis for it to be something even better. The movie theater next to the Poke Spot closed down. And I don't know if someone could hop on that and just build the venue.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, I've talked to a lot of city planners, and like I said, it's hard to decipher what my wants are as an artist. But then also, like, I don't perform as just the artist. I perform what my audience wants to hear. What do people want to see in Davis, right? And the thing of pushback about that is a lot of the people that live in Davis are students, so they're only there 2 to 4 years. The locals that are there are like, oh, we built this and we don't even use it that much. But I'm like, hey, if I provide this while college season is around, we'll get the to entertain the 18 to 25 people, you know, or if you live in proximity close to the venue, we'll give you free tickets so you can check out someone. I think the only thing that Davis has to offer that is that of that quality, the Mondavi Center, right? Snarky Puppy was there. I think
that is true, but not everyone can access that.
No, and that's what I'm saying. And having that movie theater right there, that would do great business for the Poke Spot, Lazy Cow. Yeah. We just have to find decent parking, but I think it would do really good business there. But yeah, it's been really, 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 really cool to bring that highlight and spotlight to Davis. And like I said, I'm doing something that's never been done before. Because I sat in my dorm for a long time being like, where are some venues I can perform at? And I'm calling these people up. I'm calling Sophia's Thai Canteen and, hey, can I an R&B? Oh, well, we don't do that. Or we've never done that before. And I'm like, dang, being very defeated. But then being like, well, yeah, of course you guys never done it before. I want to be the first. Or I want to be the catalyst to bring more. And a lot of people have reached out to me like, how did you start making music? And how did you do that? Like, I literally was talking to someone at Woodstocks and they were like, yeah, I've been trying to do that for a while because I play the harp. I'm like, you play the harp? I don't even know nobody that plays the harp like outside of like TV shows. And,
yeah, I don't know one person that plays the harp.
I would love for you to do it at my show. Or I would love for you to do your own individual show in Davis. I mean, where could I perform? We'll find somewhere. Let's do them farmers market. Let's start there first if you're comfortable in that capacity, and then we'll go from there to the Mondavi. You just got to start, and like that was me 2 years ago.
You got to start. You just got to start. You were calling places. You were doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
Which is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Extremely proud of you.
Thank you so much.
That's so dope.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if you know how these episodes end. I have a background in comedy improv, like I had said, so I like to do an improv scene with my guests.
Oh God. Okay.
And
it's good these acting skills to work.
But yeah, the improv scene could be having to do with about anything and everything that we talked about during the episode, or it could be inspired from nothing at all.
Okay.
Other than that, I must ask, do you want to start the scene off, or do you want me to start?
No, I want you to start the scene. Set the tone.
Okay.
Set the tone. I'm actually very, very scared. Also, I didn't know if you knew this, but your fly was down the whole time. We were interviewing.
Whoa!
Yeah, I just thought you were just giving me a show the whole time. I was quite entertained.
I thought you tell me at the end of the episode is the sneakiest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay, without further ado, baddies, ladies and gentlemen, can't be that bad.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's do it. I'm down.
You down?
We'll break down the old movie theater, and we're gonna put what there? What did you want to put there?
I want to put a music venue there.
A music venue? What are we gonna call the music venue?
We'll call it Davis Diamond.
Davis Diamond. Okay, sounds like a strip club. Are you sure you want to call it Davis Diamond?
I mean, we can always rebrand, but let's. Do you have any ideas?
Davis Diamond is pretty good. I think we could go with Blue Rhino. I think we could go with the Dirt Demon. I think
the
we
Dirt
could
Demon
go
is
with
good. The Dirt Demon is good.
Yeah, but it also sounds like a vacuum, so I'm not sure if we should go in that direction. It's next to the Poke Spot, so I don't think we want anything that sounds like it may also clash with the Poke Spot. So
what was that? What was the second one you said?
Dirt Demon?
No, Blue Rhino.
Oh, Blue Rhino?
I think I like that. Also sounds like a male enhancement pill.
Oh, that's probably where I got that.
Yeah.
It's probably where I got that. I don't take it. I don't take it at all. Okay, so how many people do you want to fit into this thing?
At least like 400.
At least 400.
At least 400. That has to be minimum capacity. I mean, the firefighter marshal can like definitely write some permits for that, right?
All right. I have no clue. I don't know what 400. Did you see the space? Do you think we could fit 400 in there?
I definitely think so. I mean, it's formerly a movie theater, so I mean, how small can it be?
You're right. Okay, that's a dumb question of me to ask. Okay. All right. And your name is?
Blue.
Blue. Okay. Blue. What kind of music do you do?
Neo Soul R&B.
Neo Soul R&B. Okay. Yeah. And you have who opening for you?
So I have Cujo. Hey Cujo. He's an artist from.
I've heard of Hey Cujo.
Are you familiar with it? Oh, yeah.
I'm familiar with Hey Cujo.
Yeah, he's not a Neo Soul artist, but he does a lot of cool indie songs. So
I love his hair.
Oh, love his
okay. Hair. All right. So we're gonna get this venue up and running by what date?
Right now, I have a couple of other performances. I have Soul Bloom coming up pretty soon. But can we do can we do August 15th, 2025.
We could do that. That's so a year from now.
Yeah.
A year. That makes sense. We still have to build the building.
Yeah, build it,
I guess
yeah.
that makes sense. All right. Okay. While we're at it, what are your other concerns of what else do you want to do with downtown Davis? What are we doing?
Oh, we gotta open up like a soul food Filipino restaurant.
Soul food Filipino. What does that mean?
Yeah, so like a fusion restaurant that's like black soul food with like Filipino appetizers, almost like a Jollibee.
Okay,
but it's gonna be definitely unique. We have to open that up right near G Street because I'm tired of eating the same food. And Cane's is not real chicken.
It's not hidden. Yeah, it's not real chicken. I brought my daughter there the other day. She grew a third arm. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why you're laughing. She's a third arm.
I'm not. I'm pretty sure she's really handy around the house.
Yeah. That's incredibly rude for you to make that joke.
No, I'm sorry.
It's. I wish it was a useful hand, but it's just kind of one of those like
a mutant hand.
It's a mutant hand.
Yeah.
It's just a weird, meaty, cartilagey appendage.
Just like the food at Cane's, huh?
Just like it's basically a chicken tender coming right out of her forehead. Yeah, she looks like a rhino. Maybe we should call it Blue Rhino.
We might. Okay.
Okay. All right. What kind of food we're gonna be serving at this venue?
We gotta have lumpia.
And that's it?
No. I definitely think we should have fried chicken. The skin's got to be really crispy. Rice.
Okay.
For sure.
Oh, we're still talking about the fusion. I thought I was talking about the music video.
Oh, no, the music video. Let's go back to that.
No, I like where you were going with that.
No,
if we're talking about the fusion place, lumpia and fried chicken would make sense.
Lumpia fried chicken, for sure. Yeah, let's do that. But going back to the music video, I think that's a good idea. We're still thinking about that. I would like to have like an upper deck, like a balcony kind of seating.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. The green room wouldn't be a green room. It'd be called the blue room.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd have the blue room.
I get that.
And everyone has to be really big and really skillful in hospitality. Yeah, that has to be like one of the biggest assets of our venue.
Okay, so you're telling me that every single worker there needs to be a Filipino nurse.
Yeah. Filipino nurse, making sure that we are all taken care of.
Yeah, we'll call the venue Kaiser Permanente.
It's already blue, so we don't have to worry about branding.
It's already blue. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Instead of calling the green room the blue room, let's call it the ER.
Okay. These are good notes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the things. We'll have a bar.
Okay.
We'll have a bar.
And it's all just liquid IV and just actual IVs to put into our...
Yeah. The restrooms have to be really, really, really pristine. I think the decorum of the venue is going to be like 17th century Italy, like Renaissance.
We're going to have Filipino nurses working in 17th century interior.
Yeah.
Okay. I love the randomness.
Yes, it's going to be just a caboodle of all that.
Caboodle. I haven't heard of a caboodle in a long time. Okay.
Yeah. And then all the workers there will have to wear blue uniforms.
Okay, I think that's hospital garb, so that'll be fine.
Yeah, scrubs.
Scrubs, blue scrubs. Okay.
Yeah, blue
Sounds
scrubs. And then we're gonna have a marquee.
Okay.
It's gonna be blue. It's gonna have blue rhino, and it's gonna when you walk in, there's gonna be like a rhino like coming out of the wall.
Okay, so we have to. Hey, book a rhino for August 2025.
It could be a plastic rhino, but it's gonna be really good. Yeah,
I want a real rhino.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, if they're not extinct already. If not, I'll call my cousin Larry.
Okay.
He's about the size of one.
Oh, you should see a doctor.
Well, the nurses are already there. So
they're already there. Perfect. Bring Larry.
Yeah.
Perfect. It looks like we got everything to go. Is any final thoughts? Any final things you want to say?
I don't know. We have sound permits?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta get Christian.
Who is that?
You don't know who Christian is?
No. Who's that?
Host of the award-winning podcast. It Can't Be That Bad podcast.
Podcast win awards now?
It has Streamies.
Okay, let me pull him up on.
Yeah, see, he's verified. Yeah, you can see that.
I can see that he's verified.
He got posted by Draymond Green.
Wow,
Yeah.
6-pack. He has a 6-pack?
Yeah, dude, believe
Wow.
it or not, yeah, he has a 6-pack. I think he has a 7-pack. It's a little lower,
Every
below the waist.
picture he has, his flies down. It's part of his brand.
I think it's part of his brand. Yeah, just to let you know. But we got to get Christian. Amazing individual. They're an amazing singer, but they are just super, super cool. They know how to rock the crowd. They know how to hold the mic, and they are just so talented. Why are you going to their tagged photos?
I'm just trying to see. Wow, this guy's freaky deaky.
Nah, he's pretty freaky deaky, you know. But
look at that.
But he's really, really cool. Wait, go to the. You scroll past it. So I was on that episode. Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that.
Yeah, check it out. But Christian, you have to, non-negotiable, just tear the whole entire building down. If Christian is not available, I think that they would be a great asset to this. And I think that if you have them as like the house MC, they can get things going.
And scene. Perfect. Wow. That turned out to be just a huge compliment at the end. Thank you for the shout out. Nice.
Yeah.
Good shit. Have you done an improv scene before?
Yeah.
You've done improv. Oh yeah, you said you've done improv.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you killed it.
Thank you.
Before we get out of here, I want to talk about this EP that's coming out.
Yeah.
By the time this episode comes out, hopefully this is out. I'm pretty sure I can line them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk about it real quick and then we'll get you out of here.
Okay. So the EP, first and foremost, is called Feeling Blue.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah. And that should just kind of be a story within itself. And it's kind of flipping the connotation of feeling blue on its head. Mm-hmm. It's a double entendre. So like when you're feeling my music, you're feeling a part of me, feeling blue. And then also you're going through this story of how I manifested my reality. But what comes with said manifestations and fame, it took me 2 years to write it.
Wow.
A lot of the songs had to get revised. A lot of the songs had to get replaced with other songs. A lot of the songs I wrote and I just really believed in them and they came to truth. But nobody's ever heard them. They just existed in my living room. The first song off the EP is called Manifestations Affirmations. Mm-hmm. And it starts off with, I'm gonna be somebody famous. And it's just so interesting that I wrote that 2 years ago. And I just believed everything that I wrote in that song. And it's starting to happen. It's just a really good story to tell. And it ends with a song called Survive. That is just hitting it right on the head. About just surviving, whatever you're going through, you're all survivors at the end of the day. It comes off the hype of the viral video, but just to show people like I'm much more than just the viral grad. It's called Feeling Blue. The promotion behind it, I'm shooting all the scenes myself, wow. Purchasing all the billboard ads by myself, for myself. Yeah, it's gonna be a really, really, and I don't know if this is just me manifesting or just me stroking my little my ego, but I think it has the potential to not only just change my life, but the lives of others from a spiritual standpoint, but also the opportunities of people that I've collaborated and working with. I definitely think it has the potential to be recognized by the Grammys. And I definitely think it has the potential to do some really cool things. It's a very neo-soul jazzy album that infuses hip hop as well, infuses bossa nova and a lot of Latin instruments and gospel as well. And I guess my biggest thing is that I don't care if one person hears it or a million people hear it. I just kind of want to get it out because a lot of ideas exist up here and they'll stay there and they'll rot there, although the idea will transfer to someone else. And it's very unique to me. It's very, very unique to me. I was involved in a car accident September 5th, 2020. I broke my face. I shattered my jaw. Cracked my cheekbone, and I passed out. I was T-boned, and basically I was in and out of consciousness, and then finally I was awakened in this white room, and there was like a timer, and finally when the timer like ticked down, a door opened, and I walked through the door, and all this commotion's there, and there's people there. There's old ladies, there's people in their military gear. There's dogs, there's babies, there's cats. It's so many people there. And I tap someone on the shoulder and I say, excuse me, like, where are we going? They're like, shh, we're going to go meet him. And I'm like, him? And then these stairs kind of come down and some guy walks down. He's like a tour guide. And he's like, okay, people. All right, I know. We're going to go meet the big guy. I do these tours all the time. And he goes, just get in a single file line and we'll get going. And he has a clipboard with him. And he walks down and everyone parts like the Red Sea. He gets 2 single file lines. And basically, I'm in the back and I'm like, excuse me, hi, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here. And he looks at his partner, he goes, we got another one of these. Walks up to me and goes, what's your name? And I'm like, I'm blue. I think I died in a car accident. And I'm like, is this? And I couldn't say heaven. And so he goes, we don't say that word up here. And so he looks and he goes, I see your face. It says that accomplished musician and all these cool traits and everything. I was like, no, that wasn't me. Like, I was this football player. And they're like, well, that's not the guy I have supposed to come up in here. It says that you were a light and inspiration and used your story to change the world. And I was like, nah, bro, like I'm a nobody. Like, I don't think that's on here. He was like, well, your name is Blue, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, that's not the name I see on here. And I was like, well, what's the name? What you got on there? And he says, I see Jesse. And Jesse was my dad's name. And for so long, I lived in his shadow, trying to chase this identity that I never really had around me. But my mom always called me Blue. My mom always used blue as like a light for me. She's like, whenever this whole world is blue. So if you ever feel like you can't find yourself, look for the bluest thing. And the guy reminded me of that. And he goes, it's not your time. It's not your time to be here. Until you complete your mission of being a light and inspiration in the world of music or telling your story, you're going to have to be on earth for a while. And he put his hand on my chest and pushed me back down to earth. When I woke up in the hospital. The doctor said I flatlined twice.
Wow.
And that kind of began my spiritual journey and really just being really more tight with God.
Yeah.
I thought music was very spiritual after that. And I battled depression. I had my eye was literally closed shut. I couldn't open up my jaw, so I couldn't sing. And so I went through severe bouts of depression. And at one point in time, I tried to play God and remove myself from this earth. And it was a very, very rough time. But through the grace of God and through people in the community at community college, they supported me and they were like, dude, you're a survivor. Like, you're not supposed to be here, but you are here. You're here for a reason. And I didn't know this exact reason. And it was through music that really saved me and through other people. And like I said, my mom said, if you can't find yourself, look for blue. And I'd always find myself looking up to the sky, asking God why, or looking for an answer. And she was like, I was waiting for you to like really embrace this blue because your grandma's name is Violet. And she told me I should name my son Blue. And I felt guilty because she died before her time. And I never got the chance to name you that because I adopted you early. And my favorite story to read you as a kid was Little Boy Blue. And Little Boy Blue is a poem, it talks about where's the boy that looks after the sheep under the haystack fast asleep. And she was like, for so long you've been asleep, you've been spiritually dead, and it's time for you to wake up and to wake others up with you. And so I think that the EP can wake people up. It woke me up as a believer and woke me up as a really strong musician to tell my story. But also I really do think that this EP, finally getting it out, I can be content with life that I finally worked so hard on a project and I can get it out. But also I just really think that this EP can change lives. And I think this might be the one that gets me that Grammy, or might give me the recognition of the Grammys. That can, like I said, change lives, and other people might be inspired by my story and do something powerful in this world. That if you manifest, if you really believe in yourself, have balance, see that it's gonna come a little later than expected, but the fact that it's gonna come, and then balance your life with good people, balance your life with good music. And we all are going to get a chance to sing and dance and have our name in the spotlight. It's just a matter of time. And at the end of the day, we all survive. Yeah. No matter what we've been through, we all are survivors, and we can find the will to survive. That's what I want with this project.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautifully put.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. That's a lot. And it's an amazing thing what you're doing. Having this talent as a musician and using it to tell something so near and dear to you, because there will be others out there that can take that and use that for their own good, that need to hear it, So thank you for doing your job as a musician, as a singer, to be able to use it to, change lives, change the fucking world. Yeah. You're changing the world. Thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for coming through. Thank you. One last thing, look into the barrel of your camera. Tell people where they could find you on social media and what they have to look forward to. Obviously the EP.
You can find me on Instagram at lxttleboyblue. It's lxttleboyblue. It's an X instead of an I because I am better than your ex. But yeah, you can find me there. The EP is coming out late September, and I hope that it impacts your life and you can stream and share it with all those there. It's all love.
Perfect. And if you could just leave my listeners, leave the baddies with a phrase, a saying, a word, a piece of advice that they could go about their day with that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
Your ex is probably talking shit about you in their group chat. So make sure, give them a reason, something good to talk about. So it can't be that bad.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
And until next time, baddies, you guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. Peace. Love you. Bye.